So this is going to be a part 2 to my first video about Tato and Takeoff because I found so much more information. So as you guys know, I made a video about this 2 days ago and I showed you guys all the connections between Tato and Takeoff, and I showed all the scripted connections that prove that Takeoff's death was scripted. So the link to that video will be in the description below. And today I was just doing more research on this and I actually found so many more connections because clearly this Takeoff event was a big ritual. You know, every time they do a big ritual like this, they always script a lot of things around it. So let's get into it. So I'm not really going to talk about Takeoff and Tato too much in this video. I mainly want to focus on all of the connections that happened the day that Takeoff died. But here's a few side-by-side comparisons so that you guys can see the resemblance. So first thing I want to mention is the fact that Quavo and Takeoff dropped a music video hours before Takeoff died. So this music video came out on the night of the 31st, and then Takeoff died in the morning of November 1st. And there was a lot of predictive programming in this music video, but I'll talk about that later on at the end of this video. So make sure you guys watch this video all the way to the end because I'm going to break down this music video. So this music video drops on the 31st, and the Houston Rockets played against the Clippers on October 31st as well. And keep in mind, Takeoff died shortly after this game, and he died in Houston, and his name is Takeoff, and rockets take off into the sky. So this really shows how this event was really connected to sports as well, because there's no way it's a coincidence that his name is Takeoff and he dies in Houston, and the Houston Rockets played hours before he died. But it gets even deeper than that, because as you guys know, Takeoff died November 1st, and November 1st is the Day of the Dead. So this explains why they took his character off the world stage on the Day of the Dead. And also keep in mind that Takeoff released a studio album called The Last Rocket on November 2nd, 2018. So isn't it crazy how all of these events happened around the same time? So that means the day after he died was the 4-year anniversary of his first studio album. And it's called The Last Rocket, and like I said, his name is Takeoff, so they're going to take him off the world stage, and rockets take off into the sky, and he dies in Houston, and the Houston Rockets just so happen to lose against the Clippers hours before he died. And they really put it right in our face because on this album cover, he's taking off into the sky on this rocket, and it's called The Last Rocket. So this ended up being his first and last solo album. And then The Last Rocket matches up with Houston in Gematria. They both equal 77. And also yesterday on November 2nd, the Houston Rockets played against the Clippers again, and they lost again. So they play right before he dies, and then they play right after he dies. And they lose both games. And he lost his life. So you guys see the riddle right there? Everything they do is scripted, and there's always a riddle in between. So now let's get into some more events that happened on November 1st that connect to this ritual. So Takeoff dies November 1st, and on the same day, Elon Musk company SpaceX launches the Falcon Heavy rocket on November 1st, and this was early in the morning at 9 a.m. So isn't this crazy that Elon Musk launched a rocket hours after Takeoff died? And here's a picture of the rocket taking off. And SpaceX and Houston have the same gematria. They both equal 31, and Takeoff died in Houston. And then the name of the rocket is Falcon Heavy, and Falcon Heavy also matches up with Houston and Takeoff's album The Last Rocket. Falcon Heavy and Houston both equal 112 in the same cipher. And then Falcon Heavy and The Last Rocket both equal 49. And then Falcon Heavy Rocket equals 86, and Death Hoax equals 86. So this really shows how connected these two events were, because Takeoff's Death Hoax happened on this day, and the Falcon Heavy rocket was launched on this day. And to top it off, Musk, which is Elon Musk's last name, matches up with Takeoff. They both share the number 64 in the same cipher. So clearly Elon Musk was heavily connected to this Takeoff death hoax. And in case you guys didn't know, I made a video about Elon Musk a couple months ago on my Patreon, and I exposed 2 of his characters in that video. And I also explained what celebrities are and how they have multiple characters, because people are always asking me, how are celebrities doing this? You know, what do you mean by they have multiple characters? You know, people ask me this every video, and I really broke it down in this Patreon video because I can't say certain stuff on YouTube. So if you guys want to see my explanation, go watch my video about Elon Musk. The link to my Patreon is in the description below. So moving along, another event that happened on November 1st was the Houston Astros lost against the Phillies. So again, the Houston Astros lost a game the same day that Takeoff lost his life. And the Astros and Takeoff have the same gematria of 125 and 35. So this is why I wanted to make another video about this, because don't you guys find it ironic that Takeoff dies in Houston and the Houston Astros lose a game that same day, and then the Houston Rockets lose a game the day before and the day after he dies. And then on top of all of that, Elon Musk launched a rocket that very same day. So now let's talk about the numbers connected with this, because when the Houston Rockets lost on October 31st, they were 1-7, as you guys can see right here, which means they have 1 win and 7 losses, and 1-7 is basically 17, and shot and kill equals 17, and Takeoff was shot and killed hours after this game. And then the Clippers were 3-4 when they beat the Rockets that night, and when you put those two numbers together, you get 34, and fake death equals 34, and Takeoff faked his death that very same night. And then with their second game that happened on November 2nd, the Clippers beat the Rockets, which made them 4-4, which is basically 44, and shooting is 44, kill is 44, Musk is 44, because Elon Musk is heavily connected to all of this. Versace is 44, and Rockets is 44. And I added Versace in here because that's one of the Migos' biggest songs that really blew them up when they first came out. So clearly all of these events are heavily connected to each other. And then when the Houston Rockets lost that second game yesterday, they were 1-8. And when you put that together, you get 18. And Takeoff's birthday is June 18th. And the numerology of Takeoff's date of death is also 18. And Die equals 18. Tato equals 18. And Tato is Takeoff's other character. And then Takeoff released his album The Last Rocket in 2018. And then the Falcon Heavy, which is the rocket that Elon Musk launched the same day that Takeoff died, was first launched in February 6, 2018. So that's a lot of 18s that connect all of these events. So this is a very big connection right here, because the first time that Elon Musk launched this rocket was in 2018, the same year that Takeoff released his first studio album, The Last Rocket. And then the next time he launches this rocket is November 1st, which is the same day that Takeoff ends up getting shot and killed. So there's no way that could be a coincidence. Clearly all of this was planned from the very beginning of both of these characters. And then if you reverse the 18, you get 81. And Takeoff was killed at a bowling alley called 810 Billiards and Bowling in Houston. So that's basically 81. And Takeoff's real name is Kirshnik Ball, which equals 81 in the reverse reduction. And then some more 18s that connect to this situation is Takeoff's recent music video that was released right before he died, and it's called Messy, and Messy equals 18. Just like Zaza, Tato, and Die, they all equal 18 in the same cipher. And I added Zaza in here because in that song Messy, Takeoff keeps saying, "Smoking Zaza every second I be stressing." So this shows that even their lyrics are scripted. You know, nothing they ever do is genuine. Every single detail about celebrities is 100% scripted, because the fact that even one of his lyrics matches up with everything else going on with this. So now let's get into the number 28. So the Migos were formed in 2008, which is basically 28 because the zeros have no value. And Takeoff died at age 28. And Takeoff equals 28, Rockets equals 28, and Versace equals 28, all in the same cipher. And then Kill equals 28. And then when the Clippers beat the Rockets last night on November 2nd, Paul George scored 28 points, you guys. So this is insane, man. The fact that Takeoff's death is scripted with the NBA and Elon Musk and the Day of the Dead and a bunch of other events is insane, man, because this shows how everything they do is scripted together. Now let's get into Scorpio, because Takeoff died on November 1st, which is Scorpio season. And this is very important because every time they do a ritual like this, it's heavily connected to astrology. So right now it's Scorpio season, and Scorpio equals 94. And Takeoff was born in 1994. And then Scorpio equals 95 in the ordinal cipher. And Tato was born in 1995. And then on top of that, Scorpio also matches up with Tuesday, and Takeoff died on a Tuesday. And then it matches up with SpaceX as well. So Scorpio and Tuesday equal 95, 94, and 40 all in the same cipher. And then Scorpio and SpaceX equal 94 in the same cipher. And then Scorpio also matches up with Death Hoax, because Takeoff's Death Hoax happened in Scorpio season. So Death Hoax and Scorpio both equal 41 and 40 in the same ciphers. And then Scorpio, GBE Tato, which is Takeoff's other character, Death Hoax, and Tuesday all equal 40 in the same cipher. Now let's break down Quavo and Takeoff's last music video that was released hours before Takeoff died. So this music video is 3 minutes and 33 seconds long. And they love using the number 33 a lot. You know, Masonry equals 33 and passed away equals 33. And Gemini equals 33. And Takeoff is a Gemini because he was born on June 18th. And now let's dissect the actual music video, because there's so many scenes in this video that are obviously predictive programming. You know, they purposely put these scenes in here to condition people that Takeoff was gonna die, so that when he dies, everybody accepts it and they think it's real, and they get sad and they give all this energy to these demons, and all of these demons are harvesting everybody's energy that is sad about this. So this is why it's very important to not be attached to celebrities, so that when they have events like this where they fake their death, you won't get emotional about it and you won't give them your energy. Our energy is what keeps them alive. The only reason these deities are alive is because people love them and they give them all of their energy. So in the very beginning of this music video, it shows Takeoff and Quavo in a car, and Quavo is waking up, but Takeoff is still sleeping in the video. And if you really look at this picture, it looks like he's dead right there. And then shortly after that, they go back to sleep, and this entire music video is a dream. And what I've noticed is all of their music videos are dreams, because their music is created to get in your subconscious mind. So that's why I tell you guys to be very careful of what you indulge in. You know, I don't recommend listening to their music because it really has an effect on your mind. And that's a whole nother topic for another video. I'm gonna go deeper into that topic on my Patreon. But anyways, as you guys can see right here, as soon as the dream starts, you see Takeoff by this door, and there's a skeleton right next to him. So they're hinting at the fact that he's gonna die. And then shortly after that, it shows 3 people gambling at this table, and they start arguing, which is very similar to what happened when Takeoff died. You know, people were gambling and then they started arguing, and then it escalated into Takeoff getting shot. And then shortly after that, they show Quavo with a gun and a contract that says Migos. And the correlation here is interesting because according to the media right now, they're saying that one of Quavo's friends accidentally shot Takeoff and that's how he died. So that's kind of what they're showing right here, because the gun is pointing towards Migos. And then right after that, they show Takeoff next to this RIP Grim Reaper. So this right here is clear predictive programming that Takeoff was going to fake his death. You know, they put it right in our face every time a celebrity dies. There's always some scripting with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I really wanted to make this part 2 because I really found it interesting that Takeoff's album is called The Last Rocket, and it was released the same year that Elon Musk launched his rocket. And then 4 years later, Takeoff ends up dying, and Elon Musk ends up launching his rocket that very same day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my Patreon. I recommend you guys watch my Elon Musk video that's on my Patreon. The link is in the description below. And also, if you guys want to watch my other video about Takeoff and Tato, that link is also in the description below. So before I end the video, I want to show you guys this video of Quavo and Takeoff, because Takeoff doesn't actually know his age. Quavo ends up correcting him about his age. So I'm going to play that video for you guys right now. And then I'll show you guys a video of Quavo and Takeoff on Drink Champs, because they also did predictive programming in this interview. And I posted all of these clips on my Instagram, so make sure you guys go follow me over there. The link is in the description below.
Pair of 94 Chicago ones, but like 3 pair of 85s. made you decide to go back and source those?
You know you miss a drop, you got to pick up some. You know what I mean? I had them back then, but I lost them, so.
85s though, like it's just different.
I missed the drop, you know what I'm saying?
How you missed the 85 drop?
I wasn't there yet, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even born yet, you know what I mean? I missed it. If I was there, I would have got him, you know what I mean? But nah, just like I said, the age on them too, they look just, a shoe from 85, you can still wear them. Like, they just like, still wearable, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Speed up, you can just, they look so good, I like it.
Recording?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm chill, you know what I'm saying? Laid back, but it's time to pop it, you know what I mean? I mean, time to give me my flowers, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want them later on when I ain't here.
God damn it,
you know what I mean? I want them right now, so.
Give me flowers.
Yeah.
Look us up. We never even said about taking nothing and die. We never even said if I die today. Like, we don't.
Nah, I don't like that. I don't play like that.
shit.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. That's how I am, too.
don't play like that. I don't like that.
Yeah. Because I feel like Biggie and Pac kind of wrote
They
their own
both
death.
Man, you can't talk about that, bro. You can't talk about that.
That's very wise. That's very wise.
Don't rap about that, because you manifest you was going to the top. You rap about going to the top, and then you at the top.
Yeah.
And then you rap about doing, you know what I'm saying? Just,
Yeah. I'm just
KRS-One had a lyric back in the days.
I'm just a witness of manifestation, you feel me? I seen it, so I know the power of the tongue is powerful, you feel me? So what you speak come to existence, and certain things you
Listen,
just don't
KRS
say.
had this lyric back in the days. He said, watch what you say, because you attract it. So if you rap for the gangsters, guess who's going to come to your shit?
Gangster.